start with Victor Osimhen there. Just a reminder that Chelsea are prepared to sign him on loan with an obligation to buy. Q makes perfect sense to come to you first. The lovely Chelsea badge just behind your head there. How exciting could this be? One of the biggest...
He scored one goal in that competition. Did have 3 goals disallowed for various reasons, so it could have looked very different on the face of it. But what you did see is a player who's willing to do the work for the team. And under Enzo Maresca, you're going to need that. He's a manager that requires his players to all work, and he's mentioned that in pre-season, he's mentioned that in the season. And I think that Victor Osimhen can give you that. And also, he's very decisive in front of goal. Unfortunately, in AFCON, he wasn't given those opportunities by his teammates. He's a player that, what I really like is that in Serie A, it wasn't a lot of set pieces, it wasn't a lot of penalties, it was a lot of non-penalty goals. You know, at Chelsea, Cole Palmer takes those penalties. So a player that can score goals from open play is definitely what Chelsea need. I think that Osimhen could deliver that for them.
From the dressing room to the title race. Subscribe.
Names in Europe potentially coming to the Premier League.
Big day. Big name. This is what deadline day is all about. Victor Osimhen's been linked with Chelsea for a little while. He's a player that really starred for Napoli a couple of years ago, where he really broke out, scored 26 league goals. Especially when you look at Chelsea's frailties when it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net, especially from a striker, a proper number 9, who Chelsea haven't really had since Diego Costa in 2017. Osimhen has a fondness for Chelsea. Big hero was Didier Drogba. It's the finances that's the difficulty. Gail talked about it there in terms of the huge wages he's on, signed the contract extension or new deal, which put him on some of the biggest wages in Serie A. But Chelsea need a striker. They've been linked with a few of them over the last couple of days. You can understand why a player like Victor Osimhen would be of interest to Chelsea, because he's a very, very good player.
You mentioned AFCON there. You were lucky enough to be up close and personal, you know, with Victor Osimhen, seeing him play live. Just what was he like? Because not everyone would have watched AFCON. So in that tournament, what was he like? What did you get from watching him?
Unfortunately for him, he wasn't prolific. Nigeria made it all the way to the final, but he only scored 1 goal in that competition. Did have 3 goals disallowed for various reasons, so it could have looked very different on the face of it. But what you did see is a player who's willing to do the work for the team. And under Enzo Maresca, a manager that requires his players to all work, and he's mentioned that in pre-season, he's mentioned that in the season. And I think that Victor Osimhen can give you that. And also, he's very decisive in front of goal. Unfortunately, in AFCON, he wasn't given those opportunities by his teammates. He's a player that, what I really like is that in Serie A, it wasn't a lot of set pieces, it wasn't a lot of penalties, it was a lot of non-penalty goals. You know, at Chelsea, Cole Palmer takes those penalties. So a player that can score goals from open play is definitely what Chelsea need. I think that Osimhen could deliver that for.
Breaking news. The football world is shaking as reports explode across social media that Victor Osimhen, one of the most explosive strikers in world football, has allegedly secured a jaw-dropping £250,000-A-week deal with Chelsea. Is this the move that will define the summer transfer window, or is it all smoke and no fire? Let us break it down. Victor Osimhen has been one of Europe's hottest properties after his incredible goal-scoring season with Napoli. Chelsea, desperate for a true number 9, have been linked with the Nigerian forward for months. Now, viral reports are claiming that Chelsea has landed the deal of the decade, offering a staggering £250K-A-week to bring him to Stamford Bridge. But here's where things get interesting. Upon digging deeper, mainstream and reliable sources like Sky Sports and ESPN have not officially confirmed this transfer or the supposed wage packet. In fact, insiders claim Chelsea only proposed around £155K-A-week net, far from the numbers being blasted all over TikTok and YouTube. Even more surprising, Osimhen allegedly rejected Chelsea's offer due to wage disagreements. Meanwhile, Napoli has not officially announced his departure, and Osimhen was recently linked to Galatasaray on a loan deal, sparking even more confusion among fans. With PSG, Saudi clubs, and even Arsenal circling, it's hard to know what's real and what's clickbait. So where does that leave us right now? No official deal between Chelsea and Osimhen has been confirmed. The £250K-A-week claims appear to be more viral hype than verified fact. Still, the rumour mill continues to churn, and with Chelsea's striker hunt intensifying, this saga is far from over. Whether it's a negotiating tactic or pure media spin, this v.o.m.w Victor Osimhen makes waves moment has taken over the football world. Is Chelsea about to drop a bombshell, or are we watching another social media hoax spiral out of control? Stay tuned, subscribe, and don't blink, because when this deal drops, if it does, the Premier League might never be the same again.